Hello, this is a tutorial where we will create a key generator or like a random key generator. So it will look like this. It just creates a new random password with different characters or letters and numbers in between, you know. So you can, I press space now and it creates a new one. So anyway, so we'll just jump right in and create a new console project. Next, and call this key generator tutorial, and just create it. And so we'll start off by creating a new class where we will basically create all the necessary code of randomization for letters and numbers, and you know, depending how many characters you want in that password or key. So we'll right click here and we'll add a new file, and this will be a new class, and we will call it create keys. Just enter. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll leave the constructor for the time being, and we will go up here and create a new string and call this your new key, and another class that will have the amount of letters or amount of characters. So this will be an int. Okay, it doesn't want me to create an int for some reason. So car amount, and we'll set it to 19, which is 20, will be 20 characters for the password. Well, I'm gonna show you later. So another string is all the letters that you have in the alphabet, and this will be both the uppercase and lowercase, and I already have this ready, so I'll just copy this inside, and that will be the end. You can just pause the video and you can create all the letters. There's the one A and the uppercase A and lowercase a, and uppercase B and uppercase C and lowercase D, and so on. Well, you can create them in any order you like technically, and that will maybe that even be more beneficial for the, you know, for the how random this will look, and much harder to guess for some other program. So what we'll do now is create. Actually, I thought I'm gonna create this inside of a class, not outside. So yeah, small mistake here, sorry. You know what, we'll delete the constructor because I don't think we'll need it, and what we need is a public void, we'll call this generate key method, and for the time being we'll just leave it because we need other methods for this, and one of them is a bool. So bool, we call this, we're gonna check is this a number or is this a letter. Specifically, we're gonna ask it if like randomly. So is number, because we can't just have it go into like it can't be just every other letter is going to be a number, and the other one is going to be a string letter. So we have to like mix it up as much as possible so it becomes much more harder for some other software to detect what it is. Otherwise it understands the rules. That it's going to be like let's say a letter and a number, and then a letter and a number, and then a letter, and with that type of thing, it's going to be very easy. It's going to be very easy for another software to detect, because there's some strict rules that it's going to check first. So it's better. It's going to be a little bit random, and then like this type of thing. It's not going to know in which order the numbers come, and in which order the letters come. So we're gonna create here a random class and create an object of that random, and another int, call it num, and random next, and type 2 inside. So it's between 0 and 2, and that means it's gonna have like, basically it's either a false or true, so you just only need 2 of them. So if number is 0, that means that this bool will be false. So I'm sorry, it's going to return false. Oops. Otherwise, if it's not, it's going to return. It's just gonna jump out of the if statement, and it's not gonna return false, and it's gonna return true because that's the next in line. And we're gonna set this bool to private, actually, because we're not going to we're not going to use it outside of this class. We don't want to call it from another class, because it's unnecessary and it's just gonna mess up some stuff. So we're gonna give it create another int method, then we're gonna call this give random number. So here's where we create just a random number, just a random new random in this new key that we're going to generate. We're going to ask, which number do you want now? If it's checked already, like, okay, this is a number, so we're going to ask, which number do you want? And this is what this is the method we're going to create here. And let's take it to let's create an int rand num and that random number. I'm sorry, random next, and it's gonna be between 0 and 9, so 10 digits. So 0 is 1 digit and up to 9, so that's gonna be like 10 digits altogether. So what you need is between 0 and 10. I could just type 10, I guess, but we're gonna be a little bit more specific, and so we know what it's between. And we're gonna return random number that we just gave it. Okay, so, and another method is going to be a string method, and we're going to ask it for give random string letters. And okay, so inside we're going to another random, and it's good to have these different randoms. We have a lot of diff here and up here, so we can't just use from one, because it's otherwise it's not going to go. It might take it already from the randomness of that specific instance, and it can just give you the same type of result, and that's not what we want. So we want to create a new object and give the real randomness of different objects. So we're gonna take the string, call it letter, and another int, and call it also rand num. And here we're gonna give it, oops, I'm sorry, random next, and we're gonna take the letter's length depending on what it is. I'm sorry. Which one did we have here? Letter. I'm sorry. I wanted to take letters, not letter, because we already have letter here, and it's just gonna mess it up. Letters. We're gonna take the length of it because we want to look through this variable and look up the character. So we're gonna take that car for character, and we're gonna find the randomness that we already have selected into here from this method, and then feed the result in here, and then we're gonna put this inside this array of letters, of characters that we created, and rand num, and later, yes, we're gonna feed that letter because it needs to like reconvert it into string. So to string, so it's gonna catch this random letter inside of these letters, and then we're gonna add it to the string here. So, and then return that letter. Return letter. Okay, so now we're gonna go back into this method that we first created, and we're going to, the first one, we need a letter to begin with, otherwise it can't just be empty. So we take that your new key, and we're gonna just give it a random letter. Yeah, so it's always going to begin with the letter. So that's the only negative about this, but when I'm gonna generate everything else will be either a number or a letter. It's gonna be a little bit more, so for a little bit more random. So for loop, tab, and we're gonna take that car amount, and so inside if, we're gonna take that is number, we're gonna check, is this a number or is this a letter? So it's gonna return to us. So if it is a number, you're going to take that your new key equals that your new key again. We're gonna add this letter to give random. So it's because if it guesses that it's a number, if it gives us a number, it's gonna add a number. So else statement is going to be the letters, the string letters. So your new key plus give random letters, and it's already a string, so you don't need to string it. And after that, when we're done looping this, we're gonna write this into the console. Write line, and so you're gonna just put your new key inside of it. Okay, so I think this should be correct. So okay, let's go over to program here. Just put it inside, and we can then create an object of this class that we made. So it's gonna be a static because it's inside this console class. Create keys, call them keys, new create keys, and we're gonna, in the beginning here, we're gonna take console and clear this. Actually, we have to put this inside loop, so I'm gonna while tab, and it's gonna be true. We're gonna to put this inside the loop. So we're gonna change hello world to just gonna, as we typed, password, new password, and the new line we're just gonna create console to have a space in between, right line, just to have a little bit more clearance, and then we're gonna feed that generate key method so it generates all the keys. So, and then we're gonna have a read key so it doesn't continue with the loop. Otherwise we just have to close down the program. So read key, and I think this is done. Well, let's try this. Yeah, see, this creates. As you see, it always creates a letter in the beginning. That's because I created it. You could actually modify the code so it just asks for if it's a number as well, or if it's a letter in the beginning. But anyway, you can. I'm sure you can manage that. So now I'm just pressing any key, or I press space, and it creates a new number. I can just hold it, and it's gonna create anything randomly. I can also we can try to, if we comment out this read key, it's just gonna continue creating everything with the new password. We can comment out clear as well as you know what, yeah, I think this too, we can just comment out these two, Control C. Yeah, so it just continues creating it over and over again, all the different numbers, but we don't need that, of course. So so what you can do now is it generates, and it just, you ask for it, and let's say, yeah, I like this password, so I double click it and I copy and I put this inside my text document or whatever, or if I want to create a new account, and this will be the password for it, like on some website for the login on new account or whatever. So what I created here was like 20 digits. So if you change this one to, like, let's say 5, it's going to be actually 4, because it's the 0 is the first one. So we can generate, and we can have just 5 letters, you see, and we can, if it's just only a 5-letter password or something. So yeah, that's what this was about. You can add new type of functionality. Maybe you can add a different type of structure in terms of some sort of like only amount of letters up until like 10 digits or something, or only amount of numbers, specific amount of numbers for like the second part of like 10 digits or something like that. You can just play around and have different type of structures. I know nothing about like cryptography or anything like that. This was just some random generator, so it doesn't really follow any clear rules in terms of randomness, So anyway, and it's all based on .NET Random class. So you should be you should know what type of thing they have specifically inside their .NET library. Anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye.